Lesson 5, your last lesson in our unit, What is America? This one we're going to talk about a popular subject, money. Um, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain how American society has been shaped by our economic system, capitalism, and also how it's been impacted by entrepreneurialism. Um, Also, we're going to delve very quickly into some basic economic forces. And I'd like you to be able to explain the most pivotal of economic forces, that of supply and demand. So, when we talk about economics, often we're talking about our financial system, but any sort of economy is the managing of resources, whether it's our financial resources, whether it's our employee resources, whether it's our natural resources. It's the producing and managing of those resources. Um, our economic system in the United States is capitalism. Capital means money, profits. So the motivation within our economic system is that we are motivated to work hard, to start a business, to try to get a good education in order to make more capital. Makes sense? Make more money. If we work harder and we're successful in that end, then we can use that capital to hopefully build a better life for ourselves, for our children, for our society. Um, Capitalism has many key concepts, but one of the most important of these is the idea of free enterprise. That you should be free to start whatever business, to, in the words of Thomas Jefferson, to pursue happiness, to try to find what will make you happy as a functioning member of our society. To own your own property, to start your own business, to get an education, to try to better yourself. This is the idea, and that with free enterprise, you can make that choice without it being made for you. It's not the government's business or even your family's business to tell you what you are supposed to do with your business. You are free to make your own choices. Makes sense? Free to pursue whatever enterprise you want. Now, when we look at capitalism and our economic system, there are a few key factors that you're going to be expected to know. What affects costs? What affects our market? What affects our economy? One of the key ideas, especially in a capitalistic economy, is the idea of competition. That the consumer, that's the people who buy things, put pressure on those who produce things to make a better product. If they don't, then if somebody else does, a competitor, people send their money there. If somebody is selling smartphones and they're very limited in what they can do, and a new one comes out that's much more expansive and can do much more for less money, guess what? People are going to start buying that smartphone, and the other company is going to probably go out of business, or they're going to have to try to find a way of improving their product. Competition is hopefully going to be the force that drives entrepreneurs, drives those who are in the business sector to produce a better product, to produce and do better business, better service for their customers, or else their customers can take their dollar somewhere else. Another factor that affects our economic system is the idea of supply and demand. If there is a large supply of something, that's the amount that is available, generally the price will go down. Demand, how much people really want a specific product. Well, if there's a high demand, generally the price of that object will go up. If you have smaller supply, sometimes that can drive the product up, especially if something that's a lot of people are interested in has a high demand. So the more supply goes down and the more demand goes up, the more the price will accelerate. Whereas if the supply goes up and the demand goes down, the price goes down. Make sense? Another key idea that you're going to hear a lot in relation to the American economic system is the idea of the American dream. The American dream is the concept that if you live in the United States, you should have an equal chance to achieve success, prosperity. That everyone can have that chance, regardless of where they're born, what zip code, what their family is, what their circumstances are, what their race, background, ethnicity. That if you work hard, if you show determination, that you can find a way to achieve success, that you can find a way to achieve prosperity. Now, not everyone has the same chances in the American dream. The concept is that we all have a chance to make it, to build a better life for ourselves. But definitely some people start off with a much more difficult circumstances against them. But in the end, it's that idea that if you work hard, you can build a better life for yourself. One of the best portraits of showing this are entrepreneurs. American history, our economy, our culture has been shaped greatly by entrepreneurs, people who choose to start their own business, who take a great deal of risk in starting their own business, but also, if they take that risk, can face hopefully great reward. But the greater risk, as the saying goes, the greater reward. Um, Entrepreneurs have to put up capital. They have to invest time, money, blood, sweat, and tears into starting a business, and there's no guarantee it's ultimately going to be a success. But if we look at American history, because we have a free market, and because we are driven by this idea that if we work hard, we can ultimately find prosperity, we can see a number of people in our history who show that this is our reality. People like Bill Gates, the developer of Microsoft, who was able to really revolutionize the way that the personal computer was used in every society, including the Windows operating system. Or Steve Jobs, developer of Apple, really the driving force behind a smartphone and many of the smart technology that all of you probably use on a daily basis. Um, Another one would be the partners Larry Page and Sergey Brin, who developed Google. I'm willing to bet that most of you, when you're trying to find something out, Google is your first go-to. You're probably using Google right now in this classroom. Uh, Once again, all these tech innovators had to put up capital, had to develop ideas, take a great deal of risk. Ultimately, they were successful and faced a great reward for it. But also, if we look, there's tech innovators, but there's other types of innovators, like Jordi Munoz, who was an immigrant to the United States, still going through the citizenship process, when he developed the first drone. He's seen in many ways as the father of the modern drones. If we look in the past 10 years, drone technology has taken off, and here's a great example of an American innovator who moved here, who took advantage of the system, and now has revolutionized things. Joy Magnano is another famous innovator who developed a whole line of products. Even though she was a single mother, was having to work multiple jobs to get by, invested the time, the energy in order to build her own entrepreneurial success. But we also see entrepreneurs in America out of entertainment, like Oprah Winfrey, one of the most successful entrepreneurs in American history, who built up $1 billion empire through publishing and media, as well as Walt Disney, similarly, who took his talent in artistry and his savvy for business to create one of the largest companies that has ever seen. Even many sports stars are entrepreneurs, like Michael Jordan, whose drive and push for Jordan sneakers is one of the most popular products still to this day. Even though Jordan stopped playing basketball close to 20 years ago, his shoes and products are still the most popular among kids your age. That's entrepreneurialism. So, to wrap this up, I just want you to give a quick example of how supply and demand could cause the price of something to go up. Give an example of any product. Pick it out. If supply goes up, how does that affect the price? If supply goes down. If demand goes up, demand goes down. Very quick example. And then just reflect on that idea on entrepreneurialism and their influence on society. What are some of the risks that they have to take in order to start a business, and what are some of the ways that they influence our society? Once you're all finished with that,